Hey guys, Kakarot197 again with another question of the week. And this week I'm going to be doing one kind of reaction and one question. So the question is from Christian Aguirre. What are your top 5 hopes to get a high grade revive of old high grade kits? And I will also be including my 5 master grades that I want a 2.0 version of, because that kind of was the first thing I thought about when I read the question, even though he did specify high grades. So the reason that I wanted to tackle this question today was a few days ago I saw the news of the Revive Rick Diaz, and for those who haven't seen it, it's not really a revive per se, or not something that we would really call a revive. It's more of a 1.5 in high grade version, because it still uses most of the old armor, so you still have a bunch of seam lines running through it. Like, the legs were pretty good, but still. And then they just upgraded the joints, which is something I'm not sure how I feel about it. On the one hand, I think it's a good way to upgrade older kits, and that we might get revives of mobile suits that we otherwise wouldn't have gotten a revive of, because the Rick Diaz feels like one of those mobile suits that, even though they were prominently featured in the anime, they don't seem to be getting a lot of love, at least not from Bandai. So maybe this was the only way they would ever consider doing it, I'm not sure. So on the one hand, I would have loved to see a full revive of the Rick Diaz, but at the very least, it's not a perfect strike and high grade situation all over again, because that was just abysmal. At least the Rick Diaz does still look good, other than the seam lines on it. So then, moving on to the actual question of the week, my 5 high grades that I want to see a revive of. And of course, I would want to see an actual revive of these machines. The first thing that came to my mind was a revive GIM, because the thing with the GIM model kit is, just like vanilla GIM, not GIM something, standard GIM, the thing with that mobile suit is, well, the thing with that model kit is, for 700 yen, it's a fine mobile suit. You get what you pay for. It's dirt cheap, and it is the bog standard GIM that you could get. It's a great army building machine. The proportions are still really nice, but the articulation is simply abysmal by today's standards. And in terms of accessories, yes, it comes with what it should come with. Mostly, the beam saber situation is not ideal, but there are so much more accessories that a Revive GIM could come with, and when you look at the Revive Gundam, I would love to get a GIM like that. And then with some extra accessories like they gave with the GIM 1.0 version, a bazooka with the bazooka rag, the option to have double beam sabers, the option to actually store the beam spray gun on like the side skirt. There's so much they could do with just the normal vanilla GIM. Then the second one I would want to get a revive of is, again, a GIM, the GIM Quell. Now, I love the GIM Quell model kit, but there is one thing that I always disliked about it: the legs. Yes, they're nice, chunky, and thick, but it's just not really the way that I like my GIMs. I like my GIMs with really sleek, long legs. Basically, I want a GIM Quell with GIM Custom legs, or at least the proportions of the GIM Custom, because those legs are just perfect for a GIM. And I've actually seen like customs where they put the GIM Customs legs onto the GIM Quell, and it looks great, although not like completely accurate, because the GIM Custom has like a thruster and the GIM Quell has like not a thruster and it's covered up. But yeah, I would love to see it like that. Then the third one I would love to see is the Zagok E. That's one of those model kits that I just built and I was disappointed by. It's not that the Zagok E is necessarily a horrible model kit, and if you like the Zagok E, I mean, you'll probably enjoy your time with that model kit, but it just felt so uninspired. Bandai just really slapped it together, like the complete opposite of the Barzan model kit that I reviewed recently, where you could really see Bandai put a lot of effort into making the Barzan the best model kit they could. But the Zagok E, it has like the segmented armor on its arms, and they just put it all together, gave it a stupid joint here. Like, the ZAGOG, the normal ZAGOG that came out before it, is a much better kit in my opinion, and I can't immediately remember, like, on the top of my head how much older that was, but the normal ZAGOG is older than the ZAGOG E, both in Universe and in Moloch form. So I was just really disappointed building the ZAGOG E after the ZAGOG. And there is so much more they could do with that kit. Then the fourth high grade I would love to see a revive of is the s-gundam. And just as with the GIM, it's a perfectly fine model kit for what it is, and for the time it was also perfectly serviceable, but it has a lot of like ways that you can see that it is an old model kit, like parts that aren't molded as separate parts that would be molded as separate parts nowadays. The articulation, even though you don't really buy an s-gundam for the articulation. And also, with the s-gundam, there are a few variations that would be really cool to see, or like variations of the s-gundam that would be really cool to see, even though nowadays they would probably be released as p-bandai model kits, but I would still love to see them, because if they would print a new high-grade s-gundam or a new s-gundam, we could see like the full boost version, or maybe, like going really far here, maybe we could even see a release of the Hummingbird, which would be awesome. And then the fifth one that I really want to revive off is the HiZack. The problem with that model kit is it just didn't come with enough accessories. The HiZack has quite a varied weapons layout. It has a machine gun, beam rifle, beam saber, heat hawk, and all it came, and the missile launchers, and all it had on the model kit was just the measly machine gun. And now I know that you could buy the old school Zeta Gundam weapon set and actually use those with the HiZack, which I've also shown during my reviews of them, but I just want modern versions of those, and I really think the HiZack deserves those modern versions. And then it would of course also just be cool to see a modernized HiZack. And if we get a new HiZack model kit, maybe we'll finally get the HiZack Custom, which is one of those model kits that I just don't understand why they never released that thing. Because yeah, it does, when you like look at it, there are quite a few parts that are completely different from the normal HiZack, but still, and talking about remolds that I just can't understand that were never made. Moving on to my 5 master grades that I want a revive of. The Zaku 1. Seriously, when I read the question of which revives in high grade that I want, the first thing that I thought about was, I want a master grade Zaku 1 2.0, because I don't understand why Bandai hasn't done that yet. The old Zaku 1 1.0 has seriously aged. All of the 1.0 Zakus, even though they look really good proportion-wise, they show their age extremely much. So there are so many Zaku 2 2.0s out there. You have the normal Zaku 2s, you have the Zaku 2 high mobility types, you have the Zaku Cannon, and yet Bandai hasn't made a Zaku 1 2.0. And also, the Zaku 1 has a bunch of variations of itself, as I've shown in my development history video. And of those variations, there's like recolors as well. You've got the Rombaral custom, you've got the Black Tri-Stars custom. There are a lot of variations they can make for that, so I really thought, like, when the Zaku 2 2.0 came out, that we would really soon get a Zaku 1 2.0 with all of the remolds that would naturally follow. But so far, no dice. Then the second 2.0 master grade that I really want is the GIM Custom. Just like the Zakus, the GIM Custom 1.0 really shows its age. The articulation isn't exactly the best, and the proportions are also, like, I know what they were going for. The GIM Custom is the mass production version of the Alex, so the arms of the Custom are more Alex-y, the feet came directly from the Alex, but the problem is I just way prefer the way that the Custom looks. So I really want a 2.0 GIM Custom exactly the way that it should be, and now that we've kind of gotten the GIM Quill. Well, we did get a GIM Quill 2.0, but it was a p-bandai. So I really want my GIM Custom 2.0 as a normal release, please. And then the third Master Grade 2.0 that I would love to get is a 2.0 Goof Custom. And unlike the Zaku 1, like, I could see why the Zaku 1 might be a less popular unit because it's a weaker Zaku 2, but the Goof Custom, as far as I know, is a pretty popular machine. And I haven't built the Master Grade yet, but I've heard that the Gatling shield is really tough on the arm, so the arm kind of falls down. The articulation is also, like, it's not the worst. Like, for the time it was acceptable, but it could really benefit from using that Goof 2.0 inner frame, which is the Zaku 2 inner frame. Then moving on to the fourth one, and this is just a really personal thing. I would love to get a GIM Chi version 2.0 because I love the GIM Chi, and I also love the Master Grade of the GIM Chi, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't be better. It's mostly just the articulation could be that little bit better, the feet could be more version Kotoki-esque, because when you look at the RX-78-2 version Kotoki, and when you then look at the feet of the GIM Chi, there is a definite difference, and the feet of the RX-78-2 just look so much better. Those are like the actual Kotoki-styled feet. So just seeing the GIM Chi with 2.0 technology would be absolutely amazing. And then the final one that I would love to see a 2.0 of, even though it doesn't really need one, is the Strike Noir / the Strike E. So the thing is, we've gotten a 2.0 of the Strike Gundam and we've gotten a 2.0 of the Freedom Gundam. So I would be really interested to see how the Strike Noir would look with those 2.0 extra detailings. Because the one thing that is definitely really cool about the 2.0 Strike and like the 2.0 of the other Gundam Seed model kits is the detailing on them is really good. Some things I don't necessarily like, but that is something that I would love to see on the Strike Noir. And I know that there is a third-party model kit that also has a lot of detail, but I would just want to see what Bandai does with a 2.0 Strike Noir. And then it would also just be awesome to see like other versions of the Strike E with that same level of detail. So that's all from my 5 high grades and 5 master grades that I would like to see upgraded. Definitely leave a comment down below with which ones you would like to see upgraded. And if you have any questions you would like me to answer in a future video, also leave them down below. Also, down in the description, I'll have a link to Ryan Tang's new book, Strength of 1,000. If you need something else to do during this crisis, I would highly recommend picking up his book. So that's all for this question of the week. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope all of you watching are having a great day, and I'll see you all next time.